The last thing that the internet needs is one more damn hack. So here's mine. No, I don't have any hacks because there just aren't any for the weight room. They just don't. There's no fast, easy ways to do anything in there. But this is as close to a hack as I can give you. It's a hyperhydration technique. It is fast. It takes 3 days. It is relatively easy to do. Relatively easy. It takes a little bit of commitment. It is simple. Very simple to understand. You drink more. And it works. So if that's not a hack, I'm sorry. That's as close to something that's fast and easy and gets you in there for free that I can come up with. And the technique is simple. It's just drinking a little extra for 3 days prior to a big heavy lift. What it does is it fully hydrates the tissues, and the tissues we care about now are mostly the muscle. So first, it's important to understand that muscle is 73% water. The rest of it is the stuff that does the work and the fuel for that work too, and all the connective tissues that hold it together. But most of it is just water, 73% water. And the studies are unequivocal on this. If an athlete drops 2 or 3% of their body weight in water, they're in trouble. Their performance will suffer, and it's clear across the board with that. So if you are concerned about a big lift coming up and a big training day, even a big meet, then you can do this hyperhydration technique for 3 days prior to the lift, and on the day of the lift too, I suppose. But what this will do is it will make sure that your muscles are fully 73% full of water and nothing less. They will be optimized. The extra water that you drink during those 3 days will just be peed out. No big deal. But you'll go into that fourth day, the day of the thing that you want to do, the lifting heavy, the heavy workout, the meet. You'll be optimized as far as hydration goes. And that's a big deal. It could be serious the other way. And I'm not talking about dehydration. I'm just talking about underhydration. Just being subpar instead of optimal. Suboptimal instead of optimal. The way that you can fix that for sure is to hyperhydrate for 3 days prior to a big heavy lift. And then you know at least that you got that part of it covered. There's a lot more that goes into making a big lift. But that's something that's fast, relatively easy, simple, and it works. It makes sure that the muscles are in the right state of hydration, meaning the nutrients, not the nutrients. Water is a nutrient though. The chemical reactions that are happening in there, and the structure of the muscle itself is absolutely as right as it can be, fully hydrated the way it is supposed to be. Most athletes walk around a little bit dehydrated, and unless you measure your hydration, you're probably one of them. I have a lot of people that tell me how much they drink, and they're all wrong. Now, there's a few that are right, but they're so close to zero that I can just round it down to everybody's wrong who doesn't measure it. So the technique is simple. If you're 200 pounds or under, you drink 5 liters of fluid 3 days prior to 5 on each day. 5 liters a day for 3 days. If you're over like 225, 230, then you bump that up to 6 liters. And that's just so this can be a hack. So this can be some hard and fast generalities. You can get that tuned right in perfectly for you. But just if you just go by this for the hack, you'll feel the difference. You should feel the difference, especially if you are one of those athletes that is used to being underhydrated, not dehydrated. You feel that. You know that. You feel terrible when you're dehydrated. I mean, just slightly underhydrated, suboptimal, just a little bit under optimal. So when you want to go for a big lift, an optimal situation, you want to perform optimally, you want to do your best, then you want to handle this. And it's easy enough to handle. So if you are going to try this, don't half-ass it and make the mistake of thinking you can guess about it. The way I tell my athletes to do it is to buy 5 32-ounce or 1-liter water bottles and set them on the counter and drink them and put the empty ones back. I know that you think that you can keep track of it with your, carry around bottle, and that you know how many ounces are in it, and you know how many times you fill it up. And I know that you're sure that you're doing it right, but I'm sure that you're probably not, because most people overestimate how good they are at keeping track. This way, there's no doubt. You buy 5 bottles, you set them on the counter, and you drink them through the day, and you get rid of them. Or you carry them with you, whatever works best for your day. But you put 5 of them down, and you know it because there's 5 empty ones, and you refill them for the next day. That's the only way, or 6 if you're a little heavier person. That's the only way to be sure about this and to really give it an honest go. So there's the part that's not completely easy, that it's fairly easy. What I said it was, when I said earlier it was fairly easy. This is the hard part. Measuring your actual in reality, not your best guess or estimation, no matter how certain you are now. Measure it, and you'll probably be surprised. Maybe you're one of those people that I'm rounding out. Good for you. But just do this. If you're going to do this technique, 3 days, 5 liters a day before a big lift, full hydration, hyperhydration. You want to get to the point where you are peeing out the extra, that you have everything you need, and the rest is going down the drain, literally. I forget what I was going to say there, but you understand the technique. It's simple, it's quick, it's relatively easy. The hardest part is being disciplined enough to measure it all out. Most people are wrong about that. Sometimes remarkably wrong. Remarkably wrong. I've been doing this a long time. I've been asking people to do this for a long time, and I've heard enough times, I thought I was getting a lot more water, but when I measured it out, I wasn't getting nearly that much. So do it, and then you can trust yourself after you've checked yourself. Consider this a check to see if you really do drink as much as you believe that you drink. 5 liters a day for 3 days prior to a big lift, and let the muscles go into that attempt, those big heavy lifts, that big heavy workout, in their optimal state for a change. Make sure of it. There's my hack. If you try it completely. Measure it out. And I wish you the best. I'm sure you'll be surprised at the effectiveness of this. Thanks for listening.